I was recently at a Home Depot shopping for some things for my house when someone recognized me from my channel and they asked me, how do cover calls work? So this person obviously has seen videos from my channel and they remember me from the early days when I used to publish videos of myself talking directly to the camera. So they've been a viewer for a while and yet they still didn't have a firm understanding of how covered calls worked. So I decided to share a brief walkthrough of how a covered call works and then share an example where I actually demonstrate how I executed a covered call option contract. Be sure to get my free one-button stock screener. It's the tool I use to help me pick stocks for option trades. You can download it at my website, simpleoptiontrading.com/one-button stock screener. Start off with me on the left and the stock market with buyers on the right. Now I'm going to create a covered call option contract. I'm going to use an underlying stock, ABC Incorporated. I'm going to specify a 1-month expiration date, and I'm going to put a $100 strike price as part of this option contract. And the reason I'm able to write this covered call is because I actually own 100 shares of ABC Incorporated, the company's stock. So this allows me to use that as collateral against the option contract. Now, once I've done this, I offer it for sale on the stock market, and then an interested buyer will let me know that they want to buy my option contract, and so they're going to be willing to pay the premium for that option contract. So I receive the premium, and the buyer then takes ownership or is retained or is associated with the option contract. And now let's skip forward 30 days to the expiration date and look at what happens. It's going to be one of two things. So the first result is the market price finishes above the strike price. So in this case, the option contract is going to be exercised. And so my shares will get assigned to the buyer, and I'm going to receive payment for those shares. And I get to keep the premium. Now, the other result could be that the market price finishes below the strike price, in which case the option contract is going to expire worthless. And I'm going to retain the ownership of those shares, so I don't have to give them up. So that's something I want to point out. I keep the premium in both of these cases. Now I'm going to walk you through an actual transaction where I sold a covered call. Here's a covered call that I sold at the beginning of this year. I pressed trade and then trade options, and I picked the January 29th expiration date. So I'm selling a covered call, and I'm going to use a $96 strike price, which at the time was paying $3.85 per share in premium. So I selected one option contract, and I decided to try $3.90 as my premium price. So for this covered call option contract, I'm agreeing to sell 100 shares of AMD at $96 per share on or before January 29th. Now, in order to execute this covered call, I used my 100 shares of AMD as collateral, and in return for selling this covered call option contract, I received $390 as premium. So I submitted my order, and it was received and made available on the open market. And a short while later, it was sold and filled. And my 100 shares of AMD are now reserved as collateral in case this option contract gets exercised. And in return for selling this option contract, I received $390 as a credit deposited immediately to my trading account. And that $390 premium is mine to keep forever, no matter what happens with this option contract, whether it gets exercised or expires worthless. Get a dividend paycheck every month. Download my free cheat sheet at simpleoptiontrading.com/dividend paycheck. Here's a quick recap of the covered call transaction. Let's look at the covered call option contract. So for this one, the collateral behind it was the fact that I own 100 shares of the underlying stock. Again, as I place it on the open market, an interested buyer would pay me the premium in return for being named and receiving the option contract. If you like the information about my stock picks, then consider joining my Patreon, where I share exclusive videos of my stock picks every week that I'm going to be using for profitable trades. I also include my research notes, stock analysis, and trading strategies for every stock I pick to watch for that week. And of course, all my videos posted on my Patreon are ad-free. There's one last thing before I end this video. Now, making profits and generating an income from option trading is a great thing, but keep in mind that all gains made from trading are considered income and are subject to applicable tax considerations. So every month, I save a portion of the profits that I earned in order to pay for my federal and state taxes. So please consult with your CPA, licensed financial advisor, and or tax preparer regarding the tax liabilities for your unique situation. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.